Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, our beautiful country, the general overall direction of said country, and how we're going to fix those things together. The content that I'm going to show you right now is the rebellion, the revolt, the fallout that is happening in Wisconsin from the DOJ arresting a judge who created a felony right in front of her own courtroom. It's only getting worse, and there are direct parallels to the Second Amendment side argument of what we always talk about. What I'm about to show you is not only the other judges saying they're going to do the same thing, the governor saying no one should respond or help the ICE at all in any way, shape, or form, and an overall rejection of the rule of law. Everything I'm going to show you is linked in the description box below. I can't wait to hear what you guys think, and of course, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. All right, guys. We're going to dive into this real quick, and I'll be candid with you. This is so insane for what we're watching, because what you're about to see, excuse me, is a full-on rejection of accountability. I don't have to enforce the law. I feel that the law is unjust. So therefore, as a sitting judge, I don't have to do it. And as a sitting governor, I don't have to do it. Not because it's a law, because I don't like the way the law is written. Don't worry, there's two-way stuff coming in a second, but let me show you what they're trying to pull here. Of course, we're going over my X profile, at Braden LOA. Please follow along if you guys would like. Let's have a conversation. Okay, so the first video I want to show you is from the Wisconsin governor, who is openly saying, hey, Wisconsin employees and all government officials, yeah, I'm commanding that you don't talk to the federal government about ICE, immigration, anything, in response to this judge who's been arrested. Okay, again, for committing a felony in court as a judge who's supposed to enforce laws. All right, let's get into this real quick. I'm just going to show you because I want to highlight one thing here. Great trouble. Keep in mind, you're going to hear a lot of that going forward as we get into the summer and the rest of the months of the year. This is what they're going to say as a, let's make good trouble. Okay, that you're going to hear that a lot. This is great trouble. All right, here's what's happening in Wisconsin.
We have some breaking news right now. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has instructed state employees to limit cooperation with ICE officials. Folks, this is significant, and this comes one day after FBI agents arrested a Wisconsin judge over allegedly obstructing an ICE arrest. So this is the memo that was sent out from the state of Wisconsin Department of Administration to state employees, instructing them about how to act if state employees encounter ICE or other federal agents at their workplace. You can read the full memo here, but it's also online. There are serious concerns after this judge was arrested, both in Wisconsin and across the country, about ICE agents interrupting official state business. And well, now Governor Evers, who is a Democrat, is stepping up to ensure that ICE does not dictate what happens within the state of Wisconsin.
Okay, so this is the really important piece. And again, there's going to be a direct to a correlation in about 2 minutes, so hang in there. When you're looking at what's happening, they're now distributing memos on how to avoid immigration officers or ICE agents in order to allow people who would be in the criminal justice system to avoid INS while they were taking part in our criminal justice system when they're not citizens. That's the entire point here. So it's a way to circumvent all the rules from the federal government which passed as law. And I'm going to show you that document in a second. But here's the takeaway. Here's the tie-in for the 2A. A lot of people on the left will go, oh, well, Missouri passed the SAPA, the Second Amendment Protection Area. That prohibited all people in Missouri and law enforcement from working with the ATF or they would lose their funding. There's a big, big difference. One, immigration and ICE officers is the rule of the land, and it's not a amendment, a Bill of Rights amendment that says illegal immigration is a guaranteed thing. It is a Bill of Rights amendment, the second one, that says that shall not be infringed. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. There's a difference. In one case, the federal government is saying you can't have your rights that are in the Bill of Rights in the Second Amendment because the ATF and the federal government is going to attack those rights. And one state says no, that's a right in the Bill of Rights. The other, Wisconsin in this case, says no, we're not going to follow immigration law because we just don't like the law. There's a tremendous difference. Now, they are trying to go down this states' rights road, which is not going to work for the example that I just used. But let me show you this documentation. And again, this is how this all ties in. Because if there's no rule of law and there is no consistent obligation for judges, for governors, for executive branch and state levels to fulfill the law as is written, then we don't have a immigration system. We just have a porous border, and they're all going to go to the blue states, and the red states are going to enforce it. So all you're going to have is blue state. I mean, literally one set of rules in blue states and one set of rules in red states. That's where you're going on this, and this is a countrywide thing. Now, let me show you this document, this memo. So first one, you stay calm and you don't rush. Notify your supervisor immediately. Ask the agent, again, this is talking to INS, or ICE, for their name and wait to see their government-issued badge. Verify the agent's stated identity and agency agents against the information on their badge. Why are they at your workplace? To see any documents supporting their reason for being there. If any reference or a judicial or administrative warrant, ask for a copy of the document. To have a seat in the public area, space that will separate the rest of the office, such as an enclosed waiting room, so put them in a closet. Call your office of legal counsel and speak directly with an attorney. Do not do any of the following. Don't answer questions. Don't give access. Don't do any of the things that they're supposed to do from federal law. And remember that every state employee has a duty to protect confidential data and information collected or maintained by the state of Wisconsin. So basically, if the state of Wisconsin knows that someone's illegal, then you can't disclose it because they have a duty to not disclose it. Guys, what you're looking at right now is a little manifesto to completely circumvent the immigration system to stick it to Trump. Again, all of this is happening because they arrested a judge who committed a felony while she had a illegal immigrant in her office or in her courtroom. The state's attorney and the victims of the assault that they were charged with still sitting there. Immigration goes away. This is the point. They have these virtue signal positions that it does not matter anything else in the room, and they can go straight the other way because they didn't support ICE. Now keep in mind, again, another two-way correlation. Whenever someone is involved in 2A whatsoever, you need to take your gun rights because of domestic violence. You need to have everyone disarmed because of an allegation of domestic violence. You have all these different talking points about how much more likely domestic violence is when guns are present in the home. All those things don't matter anymore when you have to virtue signal of ICE. The hierarchy of needs in the liberal mind is quite complex. Because it's not about the people. It's about whatever they feel is the right and just thing to do at the time. Which, by the way, is a sliding scale. All right, let's keep on going. Here's the first judge who is completely saying, I'm not going to have court anymore. Sawyer County, Wisconsin Judge Monica Isham is pushing back hard against the arrest of that judge in Milwaukee, who is nabbed by FBI for blocking ICE arrest. Isham says she won't let ICE snatch anyone from her courtroom without due process, even if it means losing her job or getting arrested. Well, there's been a precedent set now, but the thing is, due process, that is a citizen's right. This is the thing that's so mind-boggling about this. They are applying United States citizens' rights to the entire population of the world. They are basically conflating privileges and benefits of being a United States citizen to a human right. Those two things are completely separate. Again, when they go into the 2A space, that's completely inverse because gun rights shouldn't be for anybody else, including the citizens who have them. But all these due process rights, which by the way are violated by red flag laws, ironically, those apply to everybody, even who aren't citizens. Do you see how mixed up and conflated this is? All right, let's go with another one. Same person. Here's the actual statement she actually openly posted, which was a thing. Can I not? There we go. I have no intention of allowing anyone to be taken out of my courtroom by ICE and sent to a concentration camp. Wow. Especially without due process. They don't have it. As both of the constitutions we swore to support requires. Should I start raising bail money? Again, this is all virtue signaling. I no longer feel protected or respected as a judge in this administration. And there we go. There's the tell right there. I can't do whatever I want in my courtroom because I'm going to actually face consequences unlike any judge has ever faced before. The left pushed hard, and going back to the gun world again, on all these different rulings from different judges that were placed in their tenure by Democrat legislatures and Democrat confirmations, and they counted on them to basically stop anything that was going on. In the Second Amendment space, green light every gun control law because they just make things up whole cloth. There's no consequences. The point of accountability is what we're all chasing. We all want accountability because when you're breaking the law overtly as a sitting judge, you can't really be a sitting judge anymore. Again, see example of a game warden is all of a sudden a poacher. It kind of loses credibility. But let's keep going. One more thing. Wisconsin Judge Anna Barrios Schroeder is now commending judges who are standing up to ICE, stating that judges need to form a team to generate options on how to defy federal immigration arrests in their courthouses. I think this list of arrests is about to get a lot longer. Because if you're starting a team to generate options, you're now creating a conspiracy to defy federal law as a sitting judge. It's growing. You've got the governor of Wisconsin. You've got the judicial in Wisconsin. And they're openly saying they're not having court and they're not doing anything. Yeah. We've got a situation on our hands here, guys, and it's about to be a spicy next 4 years. Everything I've got is linked in the description box below. Can't wait to hear what you guys think. And by all means, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and I will see you on the next one.